Hello again. I would like to show you how in the mid-2000s people managed to get around the Macrovision protected content of VHS videotapes in particular. These were basically hackable. If you had a low enough firmware version on the recorder, you could basically hack it and put on a version which allowed you to bypass the Macrovision check circuitry. So I'd just like to show you these both working now, and how it was really an easy way back then if you wanted to have a one sort of pass record. So you would basically set your VHS tape playing and you would record to DVD at the same time, and then that was it. You were done basically afterwards, and you had your copy of your VHS tape. And the ability to actually copy pre-recorded tapes was really useful. So I'll just show you these two machines here. So the bottom one is a machine I picked up off eBay. It was quite cheap. It's about £10 including postage. And the top one was one I picked up free. Now they're both early generation models. There's no fan in the back, so they both can get quite warm. So although I'm showing you these machines in this cabinet without much airspace around, they really do need to have good ventilation around if you're going to be using them for any length of time. Now both of the machines I picked up had issues with the drawer here. So basically the drawer would not open at all, and the only way around that was to take all the screws out of the machine and pull the front off with some force, and that would snap the cover off the actual DVD tray, and then you could then basically get at the DVD drive inside. So there's a series of screws that bolt it to the chassis, and also there's screws which fasten a cover down over the top of the DVD recorder, and basically you have to separate all of that to get at the little rubber bout which needs replacing. So you can pick up quite cheaply replacement bands on the internet, which is what I did. So I've got those working now, and I'll show you now the firmware versions I've got on these machines. So this is the bottom machine which I got off eBay, and I did have a look at all the firmware that exists still on the internet, and there's lots of places that you can go. You can also use the Wayback Machine to see if you can find anything, but unfortunately I could not find the same version or one slightly higher that I could use to flash onto this model to make it Macrovision free. So unfortunately it already had 1180 on. This is a PAL UK machine, so there's probably a lot less firmware available in the UK and probably the European market as opposed to the American market, which I think you can still find quite a few files for. So unfortunately this machine will not record the Macrovision content. I have got it set up to playback multi-region. So the way we can do the multi-region playback at least is to go down to the exit, and then it's a case of just pressing 2960, and as you can see that brings up a separate screen, and it's set to region 2. So I'm going to just make that region 3, and then I will exit. Now something else here is worth showing you, which is a difference to a Macrovision hacked model, and that is the record modes here. So we've only got 4. So this is the machine I was able to do the Macrovision free enable hack, and this is running a older version of the firmware. So this is 1163. So I could not find the stock firmware, but I could find a hacked version of the firmware, so I was good to go on using that. So let's just go down here and look at the record. So you can see we've got different settings here. So we've got an extra one, so there's actually 5 settings, as you can see, for the record. So that's the giveaway that it's running different firmware. We should be able to do the multi-region thing here. Okay. There we go. So that's already set region 3. Okay. Now these machines can be temperamental on the media that you use. I've got a stock of very old DVD plus discs which seem to work reasonably well. They're actually manufactured by Kodak. I've also found that you can use DVD plus rewrites, so that's the RWs, and they record reasonably well, and you can actually then obviously reuse them again if you just want to copy and dump the whole DVD down to a PC for storage. I will attempt to record a copy protected video. So the DVD I'm using is a Maxwell DVD plus rewrite with only a 1:4 speed, so that should be fine. Using a regular Sony VHS player. This one I bought new actually, and it would have been around 20 years ago, and still going strong, so it's pretty good. I don't think I've ever put a head cleaner into it, so I probably should have, but not probably been used a huge amount, but it does work reasonably well, so quite happy with that. I shall show you what happens here. So I'll press play and I shall press record on here, and there we go. Straight away it said protected content and it is doing nothing. So unfortunately that bottom one is not letting me record, so protected content. So that's the Macrovision stopping me there. I will now show you, I'm going to switch over to use the top recorder and we'll see if I get a similar result with that. I've got the top one powered up and it's ready to record. So this is the one that's been made to be Macrovision free, and basically ignore the protected content. So I shall get ready to press record, and there we are, straight to recording. Useful way in the mid-2000s of getting around the copyright of the VHS tapes. Another plus for the Liteon machines at the time that they came out was the ease of use. They had a very easy to use interface, and I would say probably exceeds in simplicity to anything else that was around at the time or came after it for that matter. So a really well done interface for allowing you to do everything you needed to do. And when they brought out the hard disk base machines, so they had DVD recorders twinned with the hard disk, they were really good as well, and everything kind of guided you through to the moment that you wanted to record. Yeah, full marks to them. The machines themselves were quite simplistic inside, so not full of lots of cards like separate PCBs or anything. The power supply is really strong, so I've never had to recap those, and as you can see, like these machines are pretty old now. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.